Earlier this year, we had a battle for what I was calling the 2.8-inch field, and we had the really excellent RG 28XX release, which we found to be very favorable and liked quite a bit. And shortly after came out the Miyoo A30, which had a very rough start, but has gotten a lot better with the Spruce overlay custom firmware. We found both of these to be great. The 28 initially was our buy, but as the price dropped and this thing got under $30, this one's hard to pass up. So between the two, you're getting an excellent deal. And of course, you know, before those two, we had the Trim Smart, the Trim UI Smart, which has a little bit smaller screen, but still very pocketable and a very good device in its own right. But what would you do, Deadheads, if, you know, you took this, you added a couple of sticks, you gave it an actual really good Linux CPU, and, you know, you turned it into something like that? Well, I think that's exactly what the folks at Magic X thought, because they went, and here we go. And we have the Magic Mini M. So let's take a look at this today and see what we think in our unboxing and first look. The American Eagle is one of the most treasured aspects in North America. And National Geographic today is going to take a look at this. No, wait, Deadheads, I'm not National Geographic. Anyways, Deadheads, welcome back to the channel. Or welcome for the first time today, Deadheads. Today, we're going to take a look and do an unboxing of the Magic X UX Mini M. Now that's a mouthful. We're going to open this thing up. We're going to try it out, see how it does, give you a first look and impression. But remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode of Dead Fred, Retro Game with Dead Fred. And make sure you leave us a comment. Anyways, let's get this thing going. All right, so it is finally here. And this does ship from Ampon in this case. Have been speaking with one of the representatives from Magic, and they did show me that some of the manufacturers may ship again in a box, but if you pick up the one that's out now from Ampon, you're going to get it shipped in a case, which is much how the Miyoo A30 shipped, which is nice. So you do get a case. This is a pretty nice case here. I like the feel of it. Seems pretty well made, and we have all of our information on here. The strap seems to be nice, and it's got a nice little Ampon logo right here. So really kind of a nice case here. Again, this is coming from Ampon. They're one of the partner companies that are shipping these. But let's get this thing open and let's take a look. And we went for orange. So here we have the unit right here. Slide this out. And okay, I noticed this. Let's see here, stock firmware. That's nice. Okay, I like that they put that there. That's always going to be available, that link. So, and then we have up here, let's see what we have for up here. So we do have our USB-C, yep, USB-C to A cable. Looks like we have a lanyard. Okay, so that's nice. We have a lanyard, black lanyard. And we have a screen protector, it looks like. Good job on the screen protector. So yep, screen protector. And then we have, it looks like a manual that's in here. So yep, that's all that's in there. Here's the manual. It looks like it's an Ampon manual instructions. So let's see. Ooh, that's a big old long one. System start, shutdown, reboot, charge. For charging, must insert TF card. After inserting TF card, then plug in charger. Okay, that's good to know. It says you got to have the TF card in there to charge it. That's interesting. So don't buy one of these without a TF card, I guess. Here's your main interface. So here's our hotkeys, enter, confirm, switch emulator, volume adjustment, reboot, system settings. Okay, UI settings, UI mode, fuller kid. Reinforcement mode, systems displayed 38 selected. So here's, you know, emulator operation, PSP, N64, open bore, press G button, press B button to quit when playing N64, plus select and L1 for instant saving. Oh, that's nice. So N64, select and L1, I have to remember that. Saturn emulator. So pretty good informations here. Standard package is inside with the 2-line Type-C charging cable. After inserting a TF card, the game console will enter. So here's your status: is green light is battery enough, blue light running normal, purple is charging, blue light, purple flashing, low power. So interesting. Good job on that. Really excited to see this company grow, this developer, as we're speaking with them in the Discord and learning quite a bit about what they're doing over there. And let's get our cables out of the way here. And let's get this thing out and take a look at it. And boy, I like this color. I went for this creamsicle color. When they initially showed this off, it had the black sticks, but they changed it to white, which I'm really glad about. I like the complete white theme. I don't think this looked quite as good with the black sticks, so really happy to see that. Let's take a look here. This thing's a little bit fat, a little bit chunky, but this is probably so we can have some ventilation. This is going to be running the RK3562, which is the first time we've seen this CPU, and we're wondering how close. On paper, it's very close to the 3566, so it'll be interesting to look at this. Let's just take a look at this, and it looks like we have a menu button here. It says G button, so it's probably a menu button. Let's try our sticks here, and oh, okay. Those are firm. That's I like that. Okay, it has, so you can see, you know, they were trying to keep this thing to be somewhat pocketable so the sticks don't stick out. And you can see it's concave here. And I gotta say, I like the feel of these sticks. They just feel different. I don't know how to describe it, but almost like sliders, almost like the 3DS slider, but they're still sticks. So that's very interesting, and they're clicky. So they got a nice clicky sound to them. Let's look at these buttons. Okay, nice membrane-based buttons. Not real loud. They have a decent travel distance to them. And it looks like we have a start and select up here. Okay. And let's look at this D-pad. Now, there's been some early criticism of the D-pad, so let's see if it's it's kind of clicking in all directions. I mean, I'm not playing a game. We'll have to see how this does in game, but that centering, there's something off about the centering. If you go left, right, down, and up, it seems okay, but if you're going to try to do diagonals, I can see how this is going to be an issue. So it doesn't, again, it feels great if you're pressing just that one direction, but it looks like going into 8-way is going to be somewhat of an issue, maybe. We'll have to see. We're going to test it out. It looks like we have a power light here. This was talking about blue, green, purple, whatever. On the top here are shoulder buttons that are in line, so this is good for pocketability. They're not terribly loud. Of course, you know, if you're trying to sit in bed next to your partner and don't want to wake them, that may be a little loud, but you know, it's kind of hard to dampen these without messing up the function of them. Then we have our volume rocker. Then it looks like we have OTG, so hopefully we can get Wi-Fi working on this, and a DC port. Let's do our shake test. It's quiet, so that's good. Seems to be well made. I mean, besides this potential issue with the D-pad, just like the XU10, this seems to be pretty good made. Down here we have a headphone jack, and it looks like we have a power and reset button. Speakers on the bottom. I think this has a single speaker. I don't remember. Then we have our TF1 OS and our TF2 for games. So really glad that it has the double dual slot. There's our lanyard hole. Nothing much on the back. Maybe that's just ventilation down here, and that's the speaker. Maybe the opposite. Maybe that's ventilation. But yeah, no branding or anything on the back, so that's kind of nice. Plastic feels pretty good, appropriate for this price range. So let's fire this thing up and see what it can do. So our little light came on. There's our Magic X logo. We'll see how long it takes to boot this up. Again, this is the Rockchip 3562 as I throw the specs up there while this is loading from the screen. Doing quite a bit of loading here. Now, unfortunately, I think this software is a bit locked down. We're trying to convince the manufacturer to not do this in future models, but we'll see. So let's try this D-pad. So yeah, left and right's okay, up and down's okay. So it's fine for like navigating. Now we're going to get into some Street Fighter, and of course let's start with a high-end system here. Let's go right into, see what all we have. Game Boy Color, Neo Geo, Open Bore, Master System, Naomi, PSP, and let's see what happens here. So emulation station, but yeah, it's got a lot of stuff just deleted out or hidden. So nothing you can do then. There's not there's just the one button. Let's see if select or start together does anything. Nope. So yeah, there's nothing there. Not much you can do. And I didn't see, let's see if there's an options here. Go through and look and see if we have options. Looks like it's just the games. There's all games. This theme's not bad. Kind of digging the theme. But currently the way this is, there's no way to change themes. There's no way to change options. You're kind of just getting what you get. So let's load up some PSP here and let's see what this thing can do. Let's see what kind of games. Looks like it's scraped well. Let's see what all we have on here. Dracula Undead. Of course, we want to try some God of War, so let's try some God of War. What else are we going to try on PSP? Let's see. I'm hopeful with this 3562 that we're getting results very close to 3566, which sometimes, you know, God of War is a very demanding game, and it's playable on the 3566, but not necessarily fully playable or enjoyable. Let's see what we have for a menu. Looks like part of PPSSPP, but it's, again, we're hiding most of it. Why are we doing this? I don't know. So Sean, that's one criticism I have of this. We really need to open this up. There may be proprietary IP reasons you're doing this, you know, let the public know. But you have, you know, you're going to get better support if you open this up. Oh, sounds good. See how loud it can get. And it is. It's bottom firing. It sounds like a one speaker. It feels like it's coming out of this side right here, this left side. But pretty good. Very loud. Let me get through this menu. All right, here we go. Let's see. It looks like it's gonna. Looks like it's having a little bit of the typical slowdown we see in the 3566. Yeah, this is choppy. Again, there's nothing we can change on here currently. Custom firmware could maybe make this run better. This is a CPU that nobody's really used, so even though this is kind of choppy and, you know, not really playable, I don't even think we can tell how many frames we're getting because there's no way to do that that I can see here. We could, at least we could save. But yeah, this is, I mean, you're not going to want to play this for PSP necessarily. So we'll do more testing as we play with this and do a full review later on. But yeah, it'll run God of War. But I'm not going to say that this is really enjoyable. Let's try a different PSP game real quick and see how, something a little less demanding, see how that works. So let's try some Soul Calibur Broken Destiny here. And let's see how Kratos does on here. He was slowing down on God of War, so. This is looking okay so far. Wow, there we go. Here comes the stuttering.
Every battle is connected to the two opposing swords.
Turn it down a little bit. It's a little bit loud.
I will make you suffer.
Looks clean. Okay, looks good and clean.
Battle 1. Fight.
Yeah, we got a little slow down. Okay, so this is going to have some stuttering, but when it's running, it's fine. So I could play this. I wouldn't, necessarily say this is going to be my ideal PSP machine, but at this 2.8 inch and with this screen ratio, this is not necessarily, an ideal PSP machine anyways.
Battle 2.
Now I'm going to try this D-pad. Let's get into some Street Fighter and try and see how, and that's interesting, missing a option there. Where's the one that was there earlier? Let's try some Street Fighter though, and let's see how Street Fighter does on PSP so we can try this D-pad out. Now if you're watching this video and you pick this up from AmpOn directly like I did, this ROM was not on there, nor was Soul Calibur. I did add those ROMs myself because I wanted to test those games. So, just an FYI. Alright, no auto loading, whatever. What is going on here, man? There we go.
Select your fighting style.
So, let's see if we can pull off any Shoryukens, Hadokens, or as I used to say, Troy Aikman. Sounded like Troy Aikman back in the day. Yeah, I'm really, this D-pad, I'm really curious. Okay, no. I got it off. Alright. So, in practice, this is, and maybe this just needed to wear in, but yeah, I'm pulling the moves off pretty easily. I probably guarantee this will fail the Contra test. That's not bad. Okay, guys, I wasn't sure if I'd like the D-pad, but yeah, that's not bad at all. Play a little more here. Oops. Now, granted, this really is going to be the weak point here, this D-pad. Let me try this sliding stick. Yeah, the stick is not... Yeah, the stick is is even worse, so... Troy Aikman. So I can get them off. Keep your mind out of the gutter. Alright guys, let's try some N64. There are a lot of Super Mario games on here, so that's pretty good. Alright, starting off good.
Dear Mario, please go to the castle. I'm busy. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Sounds good so far. These sticks are definitely interesting. They move like a slider. That flat concave feels pretty good, which is again great for pocketability. They're not sticking out much above the D-pad or the buttons, so really amazing job on that. But let's see if this is going to be analog, if Mario's going to walk correctly. Let's see what we get here. So it looks good, guys. Let's see here. Can we creep? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, look at that. We can creep, we can go slow. So we do have... Oh man, yeah, this is running good, guys. Okay, this looks great. This is why this little handheld, if you want a pocketable 2.8 inch N64 machine, yeah, guys. I think we found it. You know, you got a lot of choices with 3566, but they don't always have sticks or good sticks. Man, that's nice. I may actually go through and try to get all the stars. Pick this up and play it. This feels really good, guys. This sliding stick mechanism, I like it. I like it, guys. Let's go get in some bob-ombs. Man, and I really, if you remember, I kind of enjoyed playing N64 on the Mii U, but I gotta say, man, now that I'm using this stick, this just doesn't, the Switch style doesn't feel great. It's really weird. Now, some of you may think I'm crazy. Sometimes I have opinions that are very far off from the general public, so keep that in mind if you try this and go, Dead Fred, you're crazy. But man, I am liking this. I feel like I have a level of control here that I haven't had for an N64 game at this size, at this small form factor. So yeah, this is going to be my little N64 machine, my pocketable N64 machine. All right, guys, let's wrap up this first look and let's talk about what I liked and what I didn't like. All right, Deadheads, so what do I think? For my first impressions, first review of this, I gotta say, I am pleasantly surprised. I had a lot of hope for this, and sometimes having hope can create some expectations that fail. But I gotta say that I'm pleasantly surprised. This is not gonna be, you know, the game for everybody as we pull in some Mario Kart here on the DS. And the things that I like, let's talk about what I like about it. So first, I like the fact that it comes with a very nice case. I like that the case includes the link to the firmware inside of it in case you ever forget it. I really like the fact that it comes with a screen protector, and I like the overall look of the product. I like the white and orange. I like the colorways they got. The black looks pretty nice on that. As we see if I can go to single screen here. There we go. I really like the controls and these sticks. I've got to say that these sticks are definitely something that I like. Yeah, these analog sticks are good. Yeah, this feels really good playing Mario Kart DS. So I like the sticks. I like the buttons. I think the price is very fair. We can get this for at $50, maybe a little under. Once sales go on later on, this thing will probably be regularly appearing in that $35 to $40 range for that. Let's talk about what I don't like. So first, I don't like, I think the D-pad is not the best. I think that's the biggest weakness of this unit right now is the D-pad. It's not terrible or awful like I was expecting. And as you've seen when I played Street Fighter, I was able to pull off some of the moves. But it's just not, it's probably the weak point. And every unit's going to have some kind of weak point to it. So certainly not surprising like that. I also don't like the lockdown firmware. I'm really trying to convince them as they start introducing more items. And they have a lot of exciting products in the pipeline. And the developer is really listening to the community there in Discord. So hop into the Discord if you got any feedback for Sean about what you think you'd like to see in these products coming up. I think that's very important. This is a young company that is really still developing. If you think Anbernic's great, go back 7-8 years and Anbernic was not very great. Neither was Mii U. So we have a lot of hope here as I get blasted to the end. So those are the two biggest criticisms I have: the lockdown software and also the D-pad. But other than that, guys, if you've been holding out and been waiting, you didn't pick up, the A30, or you passed on the RG28XX, I'm gonna say you probably did okay. This is gonna play stuff that you're not gonna play on those other two ones. This is outperforming the H700. And of course that terrible CPU that's in the MIUI, although the custom firmware has made the MIUI a lot better. Anyways, guys, this has been our first impressions and review of the Magic XU Mini M. Again, DeadFred says, go get this, man. It's good. Try to get it on sale. I've got a link in the description. Make sure you leave me a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see in our full review. If you have any requests for testing, I'm always happy to do that. And I hope the custom firmware development will continue and we'll get some really awesome custom firmware. Hey, Christian, looking at you, ArcOS. Anyways, guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you next time. DeadFred out.